Annapurna Holistic Nutrition, where we make simple and delicious plant-based dishes. Today we're going to showcase to you a vegetable lasagna which is made with more than 8 vegetables. Come join me, let's make this together. We'll begin by making a vegan cheese sauce made out of these white cannellini beans or navy beans. They're already cooked, and we'll begin with this. Add the cooked beans to the blender jar. A teaspoon or 2 of Italian seasoning. This is to taste. Add as much as you want. A little bit of garlic powder. And adjust all these to taste. Onion powder.
I think salt.
And then nutritional yeast, we'll need about a 1/4 cup of this. So 4 tablespoons. Let's add about a 1/4 cup of water as well. Let's blend all of this. We'll add about a teaspoon of salt. Of course, you can add salt and lemon and all of garlic, all of this to taste. We'll begin to show you how to make tofu ricotta. We've taken about half a block of firm tofu and just crumbled it like this. And we'll be adding chopped parsley. You can add basil, chopped parsley, and a little bit of flavoring. This is probably, 1/4 cup to 1/3 cup of parsley. Mix it all together. Add this Italian seasoning. Add a hint of salt. Flavor it well. That's the key. Onion powder. Garlic powder. And nutritional yeast as well. Add a couple of tablespoons for half a block of tofu. That's plenty. So 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. That's it. And mix it all together, and this will become our tofu ricotta. Now we'll be making the vegetable layer. We'll take about half a cup to 1 cup of zucchini, and then half a cup of yellow squash. I usually put these 4 things. About half a cup of carrots. You can add more or less of each of these vegetables. And then half a cup or so of chopped broccoli, finely chopped. Add some spices for this. Half a teaspoon or a teaspoon of each of these spices. We'll add 1 teaspoon of this Italian seasoning. Then about half a teaspoon of onion powder. About half a teaspoon of garlic powder. A small amount of salt. We like ours with red pepper flakes. Half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Mix it all together and combine well and set aside. Make sure that the carrots are chopped fine and all the vegetables are chopped fine. This is ready to go, so we'll set this aside. In another bowl, we'll be putting together more vegetables. Maybe 1/4 cup of yellow bell pepper, 1/4 cup of red bell pepper, finely diced, as fine as you can. 1/4 of this green bell pepper, and then about half to 1 cup of spinach. All of this should be diced really fine, and add the same flavorings. Perhaps add half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic, and a sprinkling of salt. And mix it all together, and this forms another layer. Let's begin to assemble the lasagna. We have all the layers kept ready. We are making lasagna in a loaf pan today for a serving of 2. This tomato sauce, you can make this at home or you can buy ready-made tomato sauce from the store. Just make sure that it's oil-free. Must flavor the tomato sauce really well. Perhaps a quarter cup or so of sauce at the bottom. And then we have cut this to shape already. Layer the lasagna. Yeah, and then each layer will go one by one. We'll begin with this layer of vegetables. Yeah, we just put the vegetables, then a layer of sauce. Flavor the sauce nicely, as much as you like. Garlic powder, onion powder, one of this, and some. Now we'll add some of this tofu ricotta. Make sure that the tofu ricotta is flavored well. Any flavoring that you may have forgotten, it's a very forgiving recipe. You can add it on top. You can add fresh basil to this. Today we've added fresh parsley. Yeah, it doesn't have to be any specific way because it's all going to merge into our lasagna. So now we are going to add this cheese sauce that we made. This cheese sauce, it comes out to a nice thick texture. It's flavored really well. Make sure you flavor it well. Now we'll add the bell pepper and spinach mixture to the next layer. We'll end with a layer of tomato sauce and then the cheese layer, some of which we've kept aside. Make sure you don't end with the lasagna noodles way on top because they will dry out and they will not get enough moisture. Since these are uncooked lasagna, don't put any lasagna layer on top. Our loaf pan lasagna is ready to go in the oven at 350 for 45 to 50 minutes until everything is cooked and the noodles are well cooked. You can even freeze this to use at a later date. Let's bake this in the oven for 45 to 50 minutes. Let's see if it's done. 350 for 50 minutes. Here is our lasagna. Let's take out a slice and see how it's come out. It's come out in layers and it's really, really neat. Look at this. It's come out as a lasagna that is absolutely delicious. Let's do a taste test now and see how it tastes. All these flavors together. It's amazing. All the Italian spices and all the flavorings we put for every layer really comes through and is absolutely needed. It tastes really awesome. Make the small loaf pan lasagna for a serving of 2 or make a large lasagna and save it for the rest of the week. But make this plant-based, oil-free, dairy-free lasagna often and enjoy.